Warning, O5 approval required. The file you are attempting to access is available to personnel with Level 44001 clearance only. This clearance is not included within General Level 4 security protocol. By continuing, you acknowledge your consent to exposure to a known cognitohazardous sound and image. Continuing without proper inoculation will result in serious consequences. Attempting access beyond this point without clearance is grounds for termination of Foundation employment and cancellation of all educational, medical, retirement, and mortality benefits. In the event of incapacitation by the cognitohazard below due to lack of inoculation, and thus an attempt at unauthorized access, this console will become inoperable, and automated viral agents will disable access to your Foundation account, bank accounts, social media, emails, and any other aspects of your online identity. Security personnel will be dispatched to detain you and escort you to a secure site. You will be interrogated under truth-extracting mimetic agents, then likely terminated. Consider yourself warned. Cognitohazard loading. Loading. Continued consciousness confirmed. Retrieving file. Welcome. Alexandria awaits. Item number SCP-4001. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-4001 is secured within a reinforced concrete bunker disguised as a warehouse, constructed for its concealment in the city of Alexandria, Egypt. The block surrounding the warehouse has been purchased by the Foundation, and the buildings upon them are currently rented out to a number of business and private individuals to help maintain the facade. All civilians and non-cleared staff attempting to enter the warehouse are to be turned away. All civilians and non-cleared staff found within the warehouse are to be detained, interrogated, and administered Class E amnestics. The use of lethal force, if intruders prove non-compliant, is authorized. In the event of a large hostile assault against SCP-4001, all available teams are to be deployed to defend SCP-4001. Additionally, the deployment of SCP-redacted, 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 and SCP-redacted in defense of the premises is authorized. Entry to SCP-4001 is restricted to Level 4 and above researchers with permission from the O5 Council. Open flames are strictly forbidden within SCP-4001, as are firearms or bladed weapons of any kind. Writing utensils of any kind may only be brought inside SCP-4001 with a majority vote by the O5 Council. Breach of these conditions could result in a CK-class restructuring scenario, or an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. Description of SCP-4001. SCP-4001 consists of an antechamber connecting to a staircase which descends 15 meters below ground. The staircase enters into a large room stacked with bookshelves. The room does not conform to Euclidean geometry. It is possible to walk in any one direction and eventually return to the point of origin. The room is 312 meters in width, of indeterminate height, and many hundreds of kilometers in length. Under appropriate lighting conditions, or with the use of vision aids, it is possible to see oneself in the distance by looking in the appropriate direction. The room is filled entirely by bookshelves. Each bookshelf is 2.8 meters in height and 100 meters in length, all neatly aligned with 2 meters of walkway space between shelves. An 8-meter-wide main walkway originates from the staircase and runs in both directions the full length of SCP-4001, with identical modern-styled couches situated every 20 meters along the main walkway. Every fifth bookshelf has an electric lamp installed, which are the only light sources within SCP-4001. As such, most of the space within SCP-4001 is poorly illuminated. No power source has yet been identified for the lights. The floor is covered entirely in a sturdy carpet. Individuals standing within the room will hear steady ruffling noises and on occasion loud thudding noises. The source of the sound is the origination of bookshelves and new books upon them, which occurs continuously without any obvious source of material. SCP-4001 represents the complete archive of every human life to date and is continuously self-updating. Every human being that has ever lived has a single corresponding book within the archive, detailing all important events in their life. As humans are born, new books corresponding to them are added to the archive. Each book is identical in size and thickness, approximately the size of a standard paperback novel, though the number of pages varies depending upon the individual's lifespan and breadth of accomplishments. Each book is completely accurate in its contents, and thus SCP-4001 represents an unprecedented intelligence resource. Books are stored in order of individuals' births, and the spine and front cover of each book is inscribed with the name of those it refers to. Each book is written in a language which is unlike any existing language known to the Foundation, while simultaneously being completely comprehensible to any literate individual reading it. The total number of books is estimated at approximately 120 billion. Books can be taken from the shelves and read freely. Books can be scanned, copied and photographed without consequence. If returned to any of the shelves, the book will vanish and reappear in its original location within the archives. Any attempt to remove a book from the archives results in the book vanishing and returning to its shelf. The contents of the books represent the absolute truth and history of the individuals contained within. Altering the contents of the books has a corresponding retrocausal effect upon reality, with memories, locations, physical structures, physical states, and even complete existences changing accordingly to alterations applied to the books. Writing a decision, meeting, reward, change in personality, change in feeling towards individuals, change in health, method of death, or any other notable achievement or life event into a book will cause that event to transpire for the appropriate individual at the first possible opportunity. Discovery: SCP-4001 was first encountered by Foundation staff in 18 redacted after it was uncovered during an archaeological dig under an old part of the city. The Foundation quickly isolated the location and administered amnestics to the archaeologists involved. The Foundation continued to operate the dig site for a few more months, occasionally pretending to find some pottery or bones in order to avoid drawing suspicion. Initial forays into SCP-4001 were done cautiously, since the extent of the room was not fully understood. Once researchers realized the contents of the archive and the basic nature of the books, advance teams were sent with supplies to place flags at locations of interest, since the bookshelves are not marked nor distinguishable in any way. 17 days after beginning their expedition, the first advance team encountered a living individual within SCP-4001, designated SCP-40011, who had survived within SCP-4001 for nearly 2 millennia. See Addendum 4001-1. There are currently 7 camps within SCP-4001, each with its own generators, water filters, and beacons to aid in locating it, since it can take many days or even weeks to walk between camps. The oldest of books are estimated to correspond to human births dating back approximately 75,000 years. Such books, if entitled at all, are entitled with positions within society rather than proper names, such as Firebringer, Hunter, Chief, Mother, or Friend Killer. Regardless of age, all books appear to be in the same condition as the newest of books. Analysis of the earliest of books seems to support the human population bottleneck theory, with the vast majority of the earliest books representing individuals completely disconnected from those found in other books. As many as half of the books within the archive lack any names or titles, with many more books simply being titled The Baby or The Infant, with a book detailing the short life of a baby who died before they could be named. Researcher notes:
due to the exponential rate of human population growth, I am recommending we establish new camps every decade or so from this point. Otherwise, the degree of reliability in terms of delving the archives in person is liable to be compromised. Also, I'm recommending we install and maintain a small electric monorail within SCP-4001 to facilitate ease of access, or come up with some other practical method of assistance. There has to be a better way than having to ride with food and water for weeks to find one person's records. Dr. Lincoln Abrams, Archive Manager.
End of SCP-4001's file. To access the research logs on SCP-4001, please continue to the 4001 addendum file containing interview logs, testing logs, catalog assistance system information, incident report 4001F.